Hello everyone, it's good to have you back. Welcome back to Stitches YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing. For those that have subscribed, those that have not subscribed, please touch that subscribe button and subscribe to support my channel. So today in our tutorial, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful shift gown. I'm going to teach you how to achieve it, how to put this roach here. And this gown, one side of it, this side is bigger than this side. So I'm going to teach you how to achieve this beautiful gown. Let's go to the cutting table. Okay, this is the pattern paper I'm going to use for this tutorial. Although this pattern paper is not up to my length, the length of the dress I'm going to make, but when I'm going to cut on my fabrics, I will extend the length. So the fold, how I got the fold is the half of my armhole plus about 15 inches. So now the half of the armhole I'm working with is 8 inches. Is 8 inches. So this is the 8 inches. So the sleeve I'm working with, I'm going to put like 9 inches. You can put 10 inches if you choose to put, but I'm putting 9 inches here. So from this my 9 inches, I'll come down with 2 inches for my slope. 2 inches. So the neck width I'm using is 3 inches. This is my 3 inches here for the neck width. The back neck depth I'm using is 1 inch, while the front neck depth I'm using is 4 inches. So I'm going to connect it, the two together now. I'm trying to give it the neck curve you want, whether the neck shape you want. So this is it. So for the front, so I'm going to also. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to connect this my shoulder slope to this my neck width point. So I have to put it this way and connect. So that's it. Now I'm going to input half of my armhole plus 2 inches. So the armhole I'm working with is the armhole of 8 inches. So plus 2 inches, that will give me 10 inches. This is my sleeve opening point. So at this point, that is where I will now also will now become my chest line. So I have to rule a straight line here. That's my chest line. So at this my chest line now, I will input my hip measurement plus 1.5 inches or 2 inches. So the hip I'm working is hip 50. Divided by 4 is 12.5 plus 1.5. That will give me 14 inches. So I'm in here now, input 14 inches here. So at the hem, I will also input the same 14 inches at the hem. I will connect the two together. So at this point, I will come down maybe back with like 3 inches here. Then I will curve it. I'll connect it to meet this my sleeve opening here with a curve. I'll use a curve to do that. This way. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing here. Now I have to connect this place together. So this is what we have now. But if you look at that dress very well, you see that one side has a ruche on it. So that side that has ruche on it has to be wider than the side that doesn't have ruche. So what we'll do is that the first thing you do, you decide where you want your ruche to be. But before we do that, I'm going to press this out. I will trace it out my tracing wheel. Then I will open the pattern. But first, let's cut the back neckline first. So I'm also cutting my shoulder slants. So now I'm going to trace it with my tracing wheel so that I can open this pattern. Okay, now I'm going to trace with my tracing wheel this way. So now that I've traced it, I can open it up. So I've opened it up. So I have to connect this side because now this side that I just traced now, I have to connect it. So this is what I have. That's what I have. So that's it. Now, this is my pattern paper now. I would like my ruche to be at my left hand side. So let me position this way so that you can see it very well. So as this thing is now, this side is my left hand side. So at this my left hand side now, I will go to my hemline here and measure like 4 inches. 4 inches here. So I will also come at this my chest line and measure like 4 inches here. This is the point of the 4 inches here. So I have to connect it with a straight ruler. With a straight ruler this way. Now, the next thing I will do is that this is my arm where I want my opening to be. So I will not make use of this extension. So what I will do now, I have to blend this to enter this my curve here. So I will use my curve ruler and blend it. So now I'm going to I'm going to connect it to this my sleeve opening with a slight curve. I'll just make sure that it's aligned to this one. So I will use my curve ruler to do so. I'll just put my curve ruler this way. I'll put my curve ruler this way to make sure that everything is okay. I will now connect it to this line. See what I did there? I will blend it. I'll blend it to make sure that it's so the next thing I will do now is to cut it out from this side. Remember, we are doing it separately, so I'm going to open it up. I'll cut from here this way. sleeve open here. This side I'll cut through this way. What we have now is our pattern. So I'm going to use this pattern now to cut out my fabrics and my lining. So this is the fabrics I'm going to use for this. First, I will cut out the back. When I'm done cutting out the back, I will cut out this front neckline to cut out my front. Okay, I've cut out my fabrics, as I have also cut out my lining because I'm going to line it. So I've cut out my lining. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, this is the right side of my fabrics and this is my lining, so I'm going to sew the neckline this way. I will also do same to this back, to the front. I will also sew the neckline. Okay, I'm done joining the sides. So I'm going to turn it to the right side now. From this angle now, turn it to the right side. I've turned it to the right side. This is what I have now. So I'm going to join the shoulder. Okay, see, I've turned it to the right side. This is what I have now. Have you seen it? Very beautiful, and it's relaxed because of that hairstyle that I gummed at it on it, at the back of it. So now I'm still going to turn it to the wrong side, as in the right side, facing each other this way. The lining facing the right side. So now I'm going to sew the down side this way. I'll do it on the other one too. Okay, I'm done joining the neck. So I'm going to notch now. I'll notch it this way. Please, when you're notching, be careful so that you not cut through the thread you use in sewing the neckline. You have to be careful. It's not something you do in a hurry. So now, I will just turn it this way to the right side. Make sure that this selvage is facing the lining side. Then I will top stitch on it. But for this one pattern, as you can see, I've ironed hairstay on it. Or you can use paper stay on it. Why? Because I'm going to give it a slit at the front. So I ironed on the back of the fabrics and also on the back of the lining. So now I'm going to give a slit at this front so that it will enter our neck. This is 5 inches. This is my center front. Look, I put a notch at the center front. I put a notch at the center front here. So what it means now, I'm going to sew this neckline now. How I will sew it now is like this. I will sew from this way. Okay, you can see what I did here. I took 1/2 inch on both sides of this center front, and also I've connected it. This is how I sew mine. You can sew your own the way you like sewing yours, but this is how I sew mine. So I'm going to sew this way now. I'll come this way, I'll come this way, then I'll go this way. I'm done sewing, so I'm going to cut it through this way. From this center line this way. So I will notch. Like I said, you be careful when you are notching. So now I'm done notching. I will turn it to the right side. Okay, I've done joining the down. So what I will do now, I want to sew the side. So what I will do now is this. If you see now, this lining and the fabric is not equal now because our lining is shorter than the fabric. So you have to pull this lining up this way, make it equal, align it at this side. You see it has aligned. So you arrange it this way, then and now arrange it here. So this is how this place now will be. See it? Then I will now sew on top of it till my armhole. I will do same to the other side of the fabrics too. Okay, this I'm going to attach this at the sleeve. I'm attaching this at the sleeve, and the measurement I'm using is 2.5 inches is what I use. Unfold is folded into 2. Unfold. So then this is my pocket. This is my pocket, and the measurement I use is 10 inches. Then the length is 11.5 inches, but excluding the sewing allowance. So you put your sewing allowance. Then this is what I will use to form my roach casing, and the measurement I use for this is 1.25 inch. 1 and 0.225 inches. Then the length, you will measure the length of where you want to put it, and this is my rope for the roach. What I used here is 3/4 inches. 3/4 inch. Sorry. So the rope is 2. The casing is also 2. The casing is 2. The rope is 2 pieces. So now I'm going to show you where I'm going to put all these things now. So this is my gown. This is the back piece of the gown. Remember I said I'm going to put my roach on my right hand side. So this is it. I've gotten my underbust measurement, that is 15 inches. So that's where I will put it. What I will do now is at this my center front, I will come in this way by 1 inch before I start to fix my roach casing. Then this side of my cloth, this side, as in in, I will leave like 1 inch. Then my roach casing will stop here. This is what I mean. I'll put this roach casing here, so it will stop before I'll leave 1 inch here, and this is how it will be. So I'm going to sew it this way, and also I'll sew it this way. But before I sew it, I want to show you something. I'll put my rope inside this way before I will sew, and you make sure you don't sew on your rope because you are going to drag the rope. So if you sew on it, you will not be able to drag. So my starting, I will fold both the rope and the distance inside like this. Then I will sew on top to safeguard it, and now continue sewing. Okay, I'm done attaching the roach casing and the rope for the roach. You can see it. See, this is the way it will be. See. So now I've also attached the pocket. This is my pocket. I've attached it. So I'm going to join the shoulder now. So what I will do now is I will turn this to face right sides facing each other this way. You see the two ropes. You see they are together now. Are you seeing it? They are together. So I will just bring my where my sleeve opening stop together this way. I align it well, but this rope has to go inside. It has to go inside this way, then this way. This is the way it will be when I want to join the two sides. But now I want to join the shoulder, so I'll bring this and bring this. Okay, I'm done joining the shoulder, and also I've attached the extension I want to put on my sleeve. I've attached it. It's very easy. I just put it on the right side and sew with my seam allowance. Then after I use the whipping machine and whip it. So the next thing I'm doing now is to join the two sides. So I'll just turn it right side facing each other. Then I will join the two sides with my seam allowance. I just this way. I will arrange it. Make sure that everything is equal. From here, I'll put it and make sure that it's equal. Then I will sew with my seam allowance this way. I will do same to the other side. Okay, this is the final look of our shift or roached gown. You can see the roach by the side there. See how it is. You can use crepe to make it. I decided to use Ankara fabrics for this tutorial. You can see how lovely it looks. Very beautiful and simple and very easy to make. You can give it a trial. Bye.